Amidst the whirlwind of uncertainty that the world is facing, many feel lost, as if they were sailing through unknown seas, without a compass or destination. The feeling of insecurity is something that touches everyone's heart, regardless of age or origin. In this scenario, something awakens in our essence, a subtle and ancient voice that calls our attention, even if at first it seems like just an inspiration. It is the call of the angels, beings of light that, throughout time, have guided humanity in times of greatest need. Imagine yourself on a silent night, where the weight of challenges falls on your shoulders. Your mind searches for answers that seem distant, and it is in this moment of profound silence that a serene presence approaches, bringing a peace that you have not felt for a long time. It is not a sound, but a feeling of comfort and welcome. This subtle presence can be felt in many ways: a gentle shiver, a feeling of warmth, or even a sudden inspiration that makes you see things from a new perspective. This is how angels touch our lives, reminding us that we are never alone, especially in times of darkness. The idea that angels are always by our side may seem intangible, but we only need to open our hearts to realize how real their presence is. In the most difficult moments, when we feel like there is no way out, they appear, invisible to the eye but unmistakable to the heart. They guide us, support us, and in many cases, are responsible for that little push that makes us get up again. When we accept this presence, something magical happens. Faith is strengthened, and hope finds space to flourish. The world may continue to be turbulent, and problems may persist, but something changes internally. With the presence of angels, our vision broadens, and difficulties begin to seem less oppressive. We are ready to move forward, knowing that there are spiritual guides by our side, ready to help us overcome any obstacles that arise. This understanding is the first step on a profound journey that transforms fear into courage, and doubt into certainty. And so, with an open heart and an awakened soul, we move on to the next stage of this journey, understanding how this spiritual connection can help us hear the voice of the angels more clearly, strengthen our intuition and feel, more and more intensely, the angelic touch in our lives. With an open heart and our senses desperate, we move on to the next step, understanding the divine connection and strengthening our spiritual alignment. This connection is not something that happens by force. It flows, just like the natural course of a river, that finds its way through the rocks and avoids obstacles. To hear the voice of the angels, we do not need grandiose words or complex rituals, but something much simpler and more powerful: inner silence and trust in our intuition. Each of us carries within us a subtle voice that guides, alerts, and protects. We can give this voice many names: intuition, sixth sense, or even the divine communication that the angels use to touch our hearts. However, in a world full of noise and distractions, it is easy to ignore it or confuse it with our own thoughts. To connect deeply, we need to learn to create moments of peace, where the outside world becomes quiet and our inner wisdom finds space to manifest itself. Imagine yourself in a peaceful place, such as a beach at dawn, where only the sound of the waves breaks the silence. In this serene environment, you notice a sense of calm that spreads throughout your body, as if you were merging with the natural peace around you. It is precisely this sense of harmony that brings us closer to the angels. They communicate when our mind is at peace and our soul is receptive. This is the moment when spiritual alignment is strengthened, and we are able to receive valuable and intuitive guidance. Strengthening this connection requires practice, but also courage to trust the answers that arise from within. Often, the advice of the angels comes to us as an impulse or an idea that challenges our logic or our comfort zone. It may be a sudden feeling that we should make a specific decision or follow an unusual path. When we listen to this internal guidance, we begin to experience reality differently, with more purpose and less fear, knowing that we are being guided. Now that we have begun to understand the role of this angelic intuition, our journey is ready to take another step, understanding how this presence can bring us profound peace, regardless of external circumstances. It is the kind of peace that strengthens the soul, capable of transforming even chaos into an illuminated path to serenity. Now that we have begun to feel the subtle presence of the angels and connect with our divine intuition, a fundamental question arises. How can we apply this spiritual connection to our daily decisions? Life, with its multiple choices and paths to follow, can seem like a maze with no way out, where doubt and fear become our most constant companions. However, the angels remind us that we are not alone in this process. They are always by our side, ready to guide us, show us the direction, and offer us the support we need to move forward. Every decision we make, whether big or small, has the power to lead us to a specific destination. Sometimes we make impulsive decisions, guided by the pressure of the moment or by the opinions of others. Other times, we hesitate, paralyzed by doubt, afraid of making a mistake. However, when we open ourselves to the guidance of the angels, the choices begin to become clearer. They speak to us not directly, but through subtle signals, a sense of peace that arises when we are on the right path, or a restlessness that alerts us when we are heading in the wrong direction. Imagine yourself in a situation of indecision, where you have to choose between two options. One seems safe but dull, while the other is uncertain and demanding. At that moment, as you connect with your intuition, you begin to realize that something beyond reason is guiding your choice. The answer comes not as a loud voice, but as a sensation, an energy that flows through your body and mind. When you follow this impulse, feel the inner peace expand, as if you are being welcomed by an invisible embrace, confirming that you have made the right choice. Angels have a unique way of helping us see beyond the immediate. They invite us to look at the situation from a new perspective, to trust the process and to believe that, no matter how challenging the journey may be, the path will be illuminated when we are aligned with our truth. By making decisions based on this spiritual connection, we become more confident in our choices, more at peace with our journey, and more confident that we are following the divine flow. So when we come to a crossroads, it is important to remember that help is at our fingertips. The angels teach us to trust not only ourselves, but also the greater process of life, where each choice is an opportunity to grow and learn. And by following this path, we move even closer to the peace and clarity we so desperately seek. As we continue our spiritual journey with the help of the angels, we begin to realize something fundamental: the importance of gratitude and hope in our lives. These two elements are not just nice words. They are powerful forces that connect us directly to the divine and create a space where light can enter, even in the most challenging situations. Gratitude allows us to see beyond difficulties, and hope gives us the strength to move forward, even when everything seems uncertain. Imagine a time when you feel overwhelmed by life. Perhaps the weight of your responsibilities is too great, or the adversities seem endless. In this moment of darkness, gratitude can be a key to illuminating the path. By focusing on the small daily victories, the smile of a friend, the warmth of the sun, or even the simple fact of being alive, we begin to realize that, even in the most difficult situations, there is something to be grateful for. The angels remind us that by practicing gratitude, we are able to transform our perception of reality, lifting our spirits and connecting us with a higher energy. Gratitude is like a light that we light within ourselves. As this light grows, it begins to spread to others, creating an atmosphere of positivity and harmony. When we give thanks, we not only confirming what is good, but also making room for more victories to come our way. It is as if the angels are whispering to us, "Appreciate what you have, and the universe will respond by multiplying it." But it is not only gratitude that sustains us in difficult times. Hope is the fuel that drives us to continue, even when we do not see a way out. Hope connects us to the idea that, no matter how difficult the situation, there is always a possibility of transformation. When we think about the possibility of something better, even if we do not know exactly what that is, the angels help us keep that flame burning. The angels are present in every moment of our lives, not only to guide us in times of crisis, but to remind us that there is always something to be grateful for and there is always a reason to hope. When we surrender to this practice of gratitude, the energy that circulates around us begins to change. What seemed dark and hopeless begins to reveal itself as an opportunity for growth. And with renewed hope, we continue our journey with confidence, knowing that we are not alone. It is in this balance between gratitude and hope that we find the strength to face life's challenges. The angels teach us that no matter the adversity, there is always something to be grateful for, and there is always a reason to hope for a better future. When we combine these two feelings in our daily lives, we begin to see the beauty in the little things and create a clearer path ahead of us. As we delve deeper into the spiritual journey with the angels, we reach an essential point: emotional healing. Life, with all its experiences and challenges, often leaves scars on our hearts. Fear, pain, and insecurities can accumulate over time, blocking our natural flow of energy and keeping us from the peace we so desperately seek. However, healing is possible, and it begins with the acceptance that we are human beings, imperfect but ever-evolving. And this is where the divine light of the angels comes into play. The inner light that each of us carries is the key to unlocking healing. While we are often tempted to look outside for answers, true transformation begins within. The angels invite us to return to our center, to reconnect with the pure, unshakable essence that inhabits our being. As we do this, the pain begins to dissipate, and a sense of peace begins to take over our mind and body. Imagine that you are in a moment of distress, with your heart heavy from past experiences. As you focus on your breathing, you begin to visualize a soft, welcoming light emanating from the center of your chest. This light gradually grows, filling every cell of your body with warmth and love. It is as if you are enveloped in a healing energy that dissolves negative energies and unresolved emotions. The light of the angels is always available to help you heal and release past traumas, allowing you to live with greater ease and serenity. Emotional healing does not happen overnight, but is a gradual process that requires patience and self-compassion. By practicing forgiveness, whether toward others or toward yourself, you open the way to deep healing. The angels, with their loving presence, help us to release the bonds that bind us to suffering, guiding us toward liberation. Through this process, we learn to love ourselves, accepting our vulnerability, and at the same time recognizing our inner strength. This healing process is not only about the past, but also about the present and the future. When we heal our emotional wounds, we are able to live in the present moment with greater clarity and purpose. And with the support of the angels, we can cultivate a more positive vision of the future, knowing that we are worthy of love, peace, and happiness. As our inner light shines brighter, we become more capable of experiencing healing and growth, creating a life more aligned with our truth. So, by allowing the light of the angels to heal us, we restore peace within ourselves and open doors to a new way of living. Emotional healing brings us more than trouble. It transforms us, allowing us to experience life in a deeper and more authentic way. As our spiritual journey with the angels progresses, we begin to understand something profoundly transformative. We are creators of our own reality. When we connect with divine energy, our desires begin to align with the universal flow, allowing the manifestation of our dreams and goals to become not only possible, but decisive. Manifestation, when guided by the wisdom of the angels, is not a matter of merely asking for something and expecting it to magically happen, but of aligning with the frequency of what we desire and acting in tune with divine guidance. True manifestation occurs when we surrender to trust in the process and allow ourselves to be guided by the universe. The angels teach us that in order to attract what we desire, we must be in harmony with the energy of our desire. This means that instead of focusing solely on the lack of what we desire, we invite ourselves to focus on feeling grateful and joyful, as if we have already received what we asked for. This abundance mindset allows us to create a space of positive energy where our desires can flourish. Imagine that you have a deep desire. Perhaps it is a new job, a healthier relationship, or even a more rigorous inner peace. Instead of dwelling on the difficulties involved in achieving this goal, you begin to visualize the fulfillment of your desire. Feel the joy and gratitude as if you had already achieved this goal. The angels, with their infinite wisdom, help us adjust our energetic frequency so that we can attract that which is most aligned with our soul. However, the angels also teach us that manifestation is not just about selfishly wanting something, but about aligning our desires with the highest good for all. When we ask for something, we should always ask ourselves, is this for my own good and for the good of everyone around me? The angels remind us that the desires that are most aligned with unconditional love, peace, and compassion are the most powerful. When we wish good for others, the universe responds by multiplying that energy, and the manifestation process becomes even more effective. In addition, the angels encourage us to act with confidence and faith. Manifesting our desires does not mean passively waiting, but taking inspired action that brings us closer to our goal. We need to create the space, make decisions, and act as if what we desire is already a reality. By doing so, we are sending a message to the universe that we are ready to receive. An angel-guided manifestation is a process of co-creation. When we work in tune with universal energy and align ourselves with divine desires, magic happens. Our dreams are not just empty wishes, they are the expression of our deepest purpose, and when we follow this path with faith, trust, and gratitude, the results unfold in a divine way. Now we look at one of the most powerful aspects of the spiritual journey, the direct connection with angels. Throughout this journey, angels are by our side, guiding us, protecting us, and offering us wisdom. However, the true power of this relationship is revealed when we learn to deliberately connect with them. This connection is not something distant or inaccessible. Rather, it is a living, breathing presence that we can feel and access at any time. Angels are beings of pure light, vibrating at high frequencies of love and compassion. They are always ready to help us, but we need to open our hearts and minds to this divine communication. The key to this connection is trust. We need to trust that angels are with us, even when we cannot physically see or hear them. They communicate with us in subtle ways, through intuitions, signs, synchronicities, and feelings of peace or comfort. Sometimes it can be difficult to distinguish their messages, but when we tune into our hearts, the communication becomes clear. One of the most powerful ways to strengthen this connection is through meditation. By withdrawing from the chaos of the outside world and immersing ourselves in the silence within, we create the space needed to perceive the presence of the angels. Imagine yourself sitting in a quiet place, closing your eyes and breathing deeply. With each breath, you will feel your body relaxing and your mind calming down. Little by little, you will begin to feel a gentle, loving energy surrounding you. This is the presence of the angels, enveloping and welcoming. As you surrender to this state of serenity, you may begin to receive clear messages, whether through mental images, words, or a simple feeling of peace. In addition to meditation, the angels also encourage us to cultivate daily moments of gratitude. Gratitude is like a link that strengthens our connection to the spiritual realm. When we express gratitude, our vibration rises, allowing us to more easily attune ourselves to the angels. The practice of being grateful for what we have, for who we are, and for the victories we have received, brings the angels closer to us, ready to offer more help and guidance. Another way to connect with the angels is through prayer. There is no need for a complicated ritual. A simple prayer, coming from the heart, is enough. When we speak to the angels, we are creating an open channel for their messages. They listen to us with love and attention, and their answers often come in unexpected ways. Sometimes the angels respond to us with a sense of peace, other times with a direct sign or a coincidence that makes us realize that they are present. The important thing is to be open and receptive, trusting that their answers will come at the right time. As we strengthen our connection with the angels, we begin to notice changes in our lives. Our intuition becomes clearer, our inner peace becomes deeper, and our trust in the process of life becomes more solid. The angels remind us that we are always supported, guided, and protected. All we need to do is ask, trust, and open our hearts to divine light. On our spiritual journey, one of the most important lessons the angels teach us is inner healing. Throughout our lives, we accumulate traumas, fears, and blocks that can prevent us from reaching our full potential. Healing, however, is not just about eliminating past wounds, but about learning to deeply accept and love ourselves in all our imperfections. True healing begins within ourselves, and the angels are our guides on this journey of self-discovery and transformation. The angels remind us that we are all divine beings, worthy of love and peace, and that any pain or suffering we carry does not define our essence. Too often, we hold on to the past, carrying guilt, complaints, or resentments. These emotions become weights that prevent us from moving forward. However, the angels teach us that by releasing these emotional burdens, we can create space for divine light, which heals and transforms us. The first step to inner healing is accessible. We need to accept our journey, the lessons we have learned, and the experiences we have lived, without judgment. Forgiveness is an essential part of this process. Forgiving others and ourselves is an act of liberation. The angels help us understand that forgiveness does not mean accepting what happened, but releasing the pain associated with it. When we forgive, we free ourselves from the past and open ourselves to a future of peace and harmony. Meditation continues to be a powerful tool for healing. By connecting with our inner energy, we can release the emotions trapped in our body and mind. Imagine that each breath you take is cleansing your heart and soul. Angels, with their loving energy, help to dissipate any negativity or pain stored within our being. Visualization can also be an effective practice. Imagine divine light entering your body, illuminating every cell and healing any areas of pain or discomfort. Angels teach us that healing is also linked to self-knowledge. When we look within ourselves without fear, we begin to notice the areas in which we need to grow and evolve. Healing is not a linear process, and often it is necessary to go through difficult times to achieve true transformation. But each challenge is an opportunity to learn something new about ourselves and to draw closer to our divine essence. In times of doubt or pain, angels are by our side, ready to offer comfort and guidance. They remind us that we are strong and capable of overcoming any obstacle. Inner healing is an ongoing process, and as we grow spiritually, we become more aligned with the peace and love that angels offer. They show us that we are worthy of healing and transformation, and that we are never alone on this journey. As we heal ourselves internally, we begin to reflect that peace in the world around us. Our relationships become more harmonious, our self-image strengthens, and our connection with others becomes deeper. Inner healing allows us to live more authentically, in tune with our divine purpose. The angels encourage us to continue on this path of healing and self-discovery, for it is through this process that we find true freedom and inner peace. Our inner power is often stronger than we realize. Intuition, that quiet, subtle voice, is one of the most precious tools the angels give us to guide our lives. They teach us that by trusting our intuition, we align ourselves with divine wisdom and the natural flow of life. Intuition is not just a hunch. It is a spiritual language that connects our hearts to universal consciousness. From an early age, we all have an intuitive connection to the world around us. As we grow, however, this connection often becomes obscured by excessive logic and the noise of the outside world. The angels, however, encourage us to return to listening to this inner voice, which always guides us to our highest good. They remind us that when we are in tune with our intuition, we make decisions that are aligned with our deepest truth, our divine essence. To develop our intuition, the angels suggest that we cultivate moments of silence and introspection. Amidst the chaos of everyday life, it is easy to ignore our inner voice. Meditation, once again, becomes a powerful practice. By enlivening the mind and body, we create space to listen to the inner wisdom that the angels offer us. Every thought that arises, every sensation or vision that appears, has a message to be decoded. Intuition often appears in subtle ways: a feeling in the pit of our stomach, a sudden idea, a vision that appears without logical explanation. When we pay attention, we can perceive these divine signals more clearly. Another way to strengthen intuition is through the practice of feeling rather than thinking. The rational mind, as useful as it is in many situations, often leads us away from our true essence. Intuition, on the other hand, is deeply connected to our heart and soul. When we make decisions based solely on what we feel, rather than what we think, we begin to align our lives with divine designs. The angels teach us that feeling is the language of the soul, and intuition is the link between the human and the divine. Intuition also guides us in relationships, business, and all areas of our lives. When we make decisions based on intuition, they often turn out to be the right ones. The tricky part, however, is learning to distinguish true intuition from fear or anxiety. Angels help us discern these messages, reminding us that true intuition comes with a sense of calm and confidence. Fear, on the other hand, comes with insecurity and doubt. By learning to make this distinction, we are better able to trust the wisdom that comes from within. In addition, angels invite us to not be afraid to make mistakes. Intuition is a divine tool, but we don't always get it right the first time. When we follow our intuition, sometimes the journey leads us to moments of learning and reflection. The important thing is to keep listening and learning. Angels reassure us that by trusting our intuition, we are always on the right path, even when things seem uncertain. Over time, as we develop and hone our intuition, it becomes an increasingly strong part of who we are. It guides us not only in big decisions, but also in the small, everyday choices. Each step we take with the guidance of our intuition brings us closer to the life we meant to live, a life approved by divine purpose and the peace that the angels offer us. The connection with the angels is not a mystical or distant idea, but a reality accessible to all of us. They are always around us, waiting to help, guide, and protect us. Communication with the angels can come in many forms: a deep sense of peace, a message in a dream, an inexplicable synchronicity. The important thing is to be open to these manifestations, allowing the angels, although invisible to the human eye, to be among us at all times, offering their silent support. The angels do not impose their presence on us. They respect our free will, and we expect us to call upon them with faith and intention. They do not interfere in our lives without our receptiveness, because we seriously respect our power of choice. However, when we open our hearts and minds to their help, a vast network of light opens up around us, bringing comfort and guidance. To establish a deeper connection with the angelic realm, it is important to cultivate the practice of calling upon the angels in times of need. This can be done through prayer, mantras, or simply by intention. By asking for guidance or help, we create a direct channel of communication with the spiritual world. A sincere prayer, even a simple one, can be enough to invoke the presence of the angels. They do not exclude formalities, only our willingness to listen and trust. Additionally, many people report feeling the presence of angels more intensely when they are at peace with themselves. This is because in order to receive angelic help, we must first trick our minds and open our hearts. The distractions and noise of the modern world often distance us from this connection. The daily practice of meditation, of being present in the moment, helps us to quiet our minds and allows angels to communicate clearly. When our energy is centered and balanced, it is easier to perceive divine signs and messages. Angels communicate in a variety of ways, always adapting their language to our understanding. Often, they use symbols, numbers, dreams, or even chance encounters that seem coincidental but are actually signs of their presence. Synchronicity, those moments when everything seems to align perfectly, is one of the most common ways angels communicate with us. If we are attentive to these signs, we can realize that angels are constantly in our lives, guiding us along more enlightened paths. Another important aspect of this connection is trust. Angels do not impose their answers, nor do they force our will. They give us the freedom to choose, but they also provide us with profound wisdom, if we are willing to acquire them. When we trust in the presence and guidance of angels, we begin to perceive synchronicity in our lives more intensely. The answers will not come immediately, but they will always arrive, often in unexpected ways, but with total clarity. It is vital to remember that this connection is not limited to moments of crisis or need. The connection with angels must be cultivated as a constant spiritual friendship. By including them in our joys, doubts, achievements, and daily challenges, we reinforce this sacred bond. They are ready to support us, not only in times of difficulty, but also to celebrate our victories, no matter how small. Their presence teaches us to see life more fully, to appreciate the unconditional love that is always around us. Finally, by strengthening our connection with the angelic realm, we become more sensitive to the spiritual energy and divine light that permeates all things. This gives us a new perspective on life, teaches us to live with more confidence and serenity, knowing that we are not alone. The angels are always by our side, ready to guide us on our journey of growth, healing, and love. Dear listener, today's journey has been illuminated by the presence of the angels, and I hope this message has touched your heart in a profound and transformative way. Remember that the angels are always by your side, guiding your steps and surrounding you with their divine light. Now, so that we know that this message has reached you and touched your soul, we ask that you confirm that you have received this wonderful blessing through the number 333 in the comments. The number 333 is a powerful symbol of angelic presence and spiritual support, and we want to know that you are aligned with this energy. And, if you are not yet part of our community, we invite you to subscribe to our channel and activate the notification bell so that you do not miss any future messages from the angels. They have much more to share, and we want to make sure that you do not miss any divine guidance. Stay tuned, because the angels are always ready to send us their messages of light and wisdom. In our next videos, we will bring you more insights, more victories, and more moments of deep connection. Until then, may peace and angelic protection be with you always. With love and gratitude.